Well, hi everybody, this is Oleg. Welcome to Oregon Preparedness. Today I received a comment from one of my new subscribers on a video that I made about a month ago. The title of the video was One Danger in a Bug Out Situation. And today I wanna talk more about it. His comment actually inspired me to make another video, sort of part 2 of that video, sort of continuation. So just in case you haven't seen, or maybe somebody watching for the first time, in that video I talked about the danger I was talking about was venomous snakes and how real and dangerous they are in a bug out situation, and who would help you if you were bit by one, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on that issue, on that topic. You know, there is no doubt that these creatures are dangerous to our lives. You know, every year there is about 90,000 people that die from snake bites worldwide. And I believe there is about 600,000 or 700,000 bites worldwide. So it's definitely an issue everybody should take in consideration when you do want to bug out, or you have to bug out. Very few places don't have venomous snakes in the world. You know, I mean, I don't know too many places in the world. I don't know all of them. I know, for an example, Hawaii supposedly don't have any venomous snakes. New Zealand supposedly none. I also think there is none in Ireland. Maybe there is a few more places, but most of the world has venomous snakes. Some more, some less. You know, United States, pretty much every state has venomous snakes. I think, as far as I know, there's none in Alaska and Pacific Northwest, for an example, Oregon and Washington. Supposedly there is none on the western part of these two states. I would say from the Pacific Ocean east, probably 100 miles, and south from Canadian border down to probably not that far, probably Eugene, Oregon. After that you should start watching out for them. Roseburg for sure, I know they're there. And so in this part of Pacific Northwest, supposedly there is none unless somebody planted one. And you know, in a SHTF situation, if you get bitten, if you're bugging out, as I mentioned in that video, that means crap is hitting the fan hard. That means there is no way you can stay in the city. You're trying to survive, you're trying to escape. I would think no one should bug out unless there is some real craziness going on, like nuclear bomb explosion or chemical spill, or flat out civil war and bullets are flying and you have better chance surviving among rattlesnakes than you are in the city. But aside from that, I think you're, as my commenter mentioned, you're much better off surviving in the city, scavenging. You will be far better off. Anyway, so I want to talk a little bit more about survival in a bugging out situation if you're in the wilderness. Another thing maybe not everybody thinks about is, besides rattlesnakes and other poisonous snakes, other wild animals. As many people think that they're just gonna go out and fish and hunt, all the game is gonna be probably killed off within a few months. Most of deer, you know, few that will survive will probably try to get away as far from humans as possible, because deers are smart. You know, when there's no hunting season, you see them all over the place. Yet when hunting season starts, suddenly you can see one. So don't underestimate them. They're smart animals. So most of deer will be hunted out, you know. So will be wild turkey, and so will be probably even squirrels and rabbits. Anything that you can eat. Well, because people will be hungry, because there will be lack of food. Well, guess who else will be hungry? Other wild animals, like coyotes, like cougars, like bears. Those, well, of course, bears to a lesser degree, because bears often eat, you know, vegetation and or fish that you want to catch. But coyotes, wolves, cougars, you know, all kinds of anything else that hunts other animals. Wolverines, you know, places where they live, they all will be more hungry because all the humans are gonna take their food away. Therefore, cougars, for an example, is a dangerous animal. You know, occasionally they attack humans just for the heck of it, you know, just because human beings try to expand boundaries of their cities into their territory, and you know, human beings like to ride bikes, and they just see something that's moving fast and they attack for no particular reason, you know. However, if human beings will kill all the deer, all those cougars, they're still gonna want to eat something, and they will attack people who are trying to survive in the woods. So in addition to all the rattlesnakes, all the copperheads, and all the other vipers like, you know, cottonmouths, you know, water moccasin, and everything else, you will have all these panthers and cougars hunting you down. So we need to be prepared. We need to be ready to bug out if we have to. Because I say if you have to, if you absolutely have to, because being in the woods, in the cold, under the rain, among snakes, among hungry cougars and coyotes, it's gonna be probably no less dangerous than being in the city. You know, of course, depending where you live in the city and what part of the city and what your situation is. In my opinion, the best scenario for survival, if you live sort of not too far away from the city, where you can get some supplies, maybe it won't be a big supply, but you could find some salt, some sugar, some spices perhaps, or some other food. If you're too remote, it's going to be more difficult. In my opinion, if you live near the city, in a small town near the city, on acreage, if you have a couple of acres of land where you can plant garden, where you have your own orchard, where you can have your own chickens, make sure you build nice cage for them, because otherwise you're gonna provide food for bobcats and or cougars. I think that's your best chance for survival. You know, of course, if you do live on acreage now, then you should put into practice your gardening skills now, because when crap hits the fan, it might be too late to learn, you know. And it's not hard, you know. I've done gardening, my parents have done gardening all their lives, and I've done gardening to an extent, you know. I've been helping them on and off. I have some idea, I have some practice. Right now I live in an apartment, I can't put my skills to practice. Those of you that live in the houses, even if you live in the urban area, but if you live in a house, if you have a little bit of a backyard, practice some skills. Plant some tomatoes, you know, do whatever. Plant any other fruits, vegetables, and see what you can do, see what you can grow. So I'm gonna conclude that video. Get ready, get prepared. You know, prepare your food. Start with basics, as I say. You know, buy a bunch of pasta in the boxes and bunch of rice. It'll stay for years before it gets wasted, especially if you preserve it right. Buy some beans, fruits and vegetables that are canned. Those are basic, cheapest things, and then go on from there. You know, then buy more expensive items, even some freeze-dried food that lasts for years, for decades. You know, and so on and so forth. You know, start on a micro level and work your way into macro. So everybody have a great day. Please make some comments. I love to read these comments, and I'm sure other people can benefit from it too. You know, you can all learn from each other, you know, because everybody have their own perspective, and sometimes on the same subject there is a couple of different angles, and it opens your eyes on certain things, you know. Okay, please thumbs up this video and subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you in the next upload.